12 SANDF officials accused of murdering Hawks investigator Frans Mathipa have been granted bail of 10,000 rand each. They appeared in the Randburg Magistrate Court today. Last week, both the defense and the state concluded their arguments. Watching developments for us there is SABC News reporter Ofentse Setimo, who joins us now live. And Ofentse, help us understand how we got here.
Absolutely, and a good morning to you, Ayanda. Well, I can tell you that the magistrate who was actually presiding over this case actually mentioned that, all the accused actually made affidavits attesting to the fact that some of them were at Mall of Africa during the incident when the Ethiopian national and his bodyguard were actually abducted. And in fact, they are saying that there was CCTV footage actually showing them being escorted by cars belonging to members of the SANDF, or rather the 13th accused, which is a company belonging to some of the accused in this particular matter. And apparently following that particular disappearance, we understand that the Hawks were tasked with investigating that disappearance, and Lieutenant Colonel Frans Mathipa was the one who was investigating. Then he had a subpoena which actually compelled the SANDF to grant them some sort of correspondence that was there during the time when the abduction actually took place. And as far as we know currently, the SANDF has not complied with actually submitting that correspondence as was requested by Lieutenant Colonel Mathipa. And in fact, he was actually murdered shortly after he was granted, that particular by the court to say that the SANDF can actually give them further information. But right now, I'm actually joined now by the NPA to elaborate a bit further on what transpired in court. Thank you so much for your time. Can you just tell us your reaction to the court today?
Well, it's a disappointing outcome. As the NPA, we had opposed the release on bail of the accused persons, but the court deemed them as suitable candidates to be released on bail and therefore fixed bail in the amount of 10,000 rands. The matter will be back in court on the 17th of July, which is next week, Thursday. And as the prosecutor has indicated that we have an appetite as the NPA to appeal the court's decision to release them on bail.
Absolutely. And the magistrate was saying actually charge 1 to 9. The state did not present a very strong case, compelling enough. Your reaction to that?
Well, we are of the view that we have presented a very comprehensive affidavit in court stating how all the accused are linked. Nonetheless, we are not yet at the trial stage where, as a state, we have to prove our case beyond reasonable doubts. The proceedings before court were on a balance of probabilities, and as the NPA will henceforth study this judgment, and as the prosecutor has indicated that she requested a postponement for leave to appeal this judgment.
Absolutely. And the two guys who were allegedly abducted, their bodies have not yet been found, and they're saying that such circumstances will lead the NPA to sort of use the evidence without the body itself. How do you plan to approach this predicament, the fact that there are no bodies? And they are saying that they were alleging that the Ethiopian national had a tendency of disappearing, but they also did not have that evidence to show that he would disappear now and then.
Well, part of the information that we submitted as the NPA was to dismiss their allegations about the now the person that we are saying they allegedly killed, about him changing from one place to another and also changing identity. We have dismissed that because there was no supporting evidence to support what they were alleging. So as the NPA, as I've indicated, that we have submitted a comprehensive affidavit stating how each accused is linked. And furthermore, with regards to the question that you have asked about how we are going to prove our case, we have case law to that effect. So we'll use case law and law as well as corroborating evidence to substantiate our allegations with regards to the two that they allegedly kidnapped at Mall of Africa, whose whereabouts we don't know as a state, and we can only come to the conclusion that they were allegedly killed.
And the magistrate lambasted the SANDF, actually saying that, you know, they feel like they are above the law as they had not actually submitted documents or correspondence that Lieutenant Colonel Frans Mathipa had requested during the time he was investigating such abductions. How do you deal with non-cooperation, especially with institutions that are powerful like the SANDF?
Well, we are all part of servicing the public of South Africa as government institutions, and we have initiated prior meetings with the SANDF. We have done every effort to receive information from them, and as the NPA, where we don't receive the necessary cooperation, of which we are still hoping as the NPA that we can be able to find each other as government institutions, talk to one another, so that at the end of the day, the main goal should be that of ensuring that justice is served. And for justice to be served, we have to work in cooperation with the South African National Defence Force in ensuring that justice prevails in this matter. There are families that are waiting to see justice happen, and for that to happen is when the SANDF is working in cooperation with the NPA as well as the investigating team. So we need their cooperation. Efforts are still continuing to try and get the necessary cooperation and the necessary information for the investigating officer to conclude his investigation.
And can you just emphasize the importance of this Section 205 subpoena, which the late Lieutenant Colonel was seeking, and also how you're going to deal with maybe the SANDF going to court to litigate, not giving you this particular document?
Well, those are issues that are continuing to unfold, and the subpoena itself was a way of forcing the hand of the South African National Defence Force, because as the NPA, we have mechanisms available to get the necessary information wherein an investigation is ongoing and certain information is needed. The law provides us with such sections to utilize in order to get all the information that we require to ensure that justice is indeed served in this matter.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well, as you can hear, that's the NPA in Gauteng spokesperson, Ms. Pindile Mjonondwane, actually saying that, you know, they are actually going to appeal this particular 10,000 rand bail each for the 12 SANDF officials who are accused of the abduction or the alleged abduction at the Mall of Africa, and also for the killing of Lieutenant Colonel Frans Mathipa. Ayanda?
Ofentse Setimo live to us there from the Randburg Magistrates Court for that reporting. Thanks very much indeed.